Hello everyone, welcome back to Sanjeevani Education once again. Today we are doing lecture number 4, Basic Life Process, from a series of video lecture on Introduction to Anatomy and Physiology. If you haven't watched our previous videos, I request you all to please watch them before. The link of the playlist is in the description box as well as on the I button on the top right corner. So let's get started. In this video, we will be covering 6 basic life processes of human being, starting with metabolism, then responsiveness, third movement, fourth growth, fifth differentiation, and sixth reproduction. At the end of the video, I'll be also sharing a tip to remember all these 6 basic life processes in just a snap so that you'd never forget it. So to learn the tip, watch the video till the end. So what are basic life processes? Certain processes that happen in any living organism that differentiates a living organism from a non-living thing. Those processes are necessary to keep that organism alive are known as basic life process. Now let's move on and discuss in detail the basic life process of human beings, starting with metabolism. Metabolism is basically the sum of all the chemical processes that are occurring in our body. Metabolism is actually a two-phase process. The first one is catabolism, which is the breakdown of complex chemical substances into simpler components, while the second phase involves anabolism. Anabolism is the building up of complex chemical substances from smaller, simpler components. If you look at the definitions, these two phases are complementary to each other. For example, whenever we eat food, the food contains nutrients such as fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. These carbohydrates, fats, and proteins or nutrients involved in the food needs to be broken down so that they can be absorbed by our body, such as protein is broken down into amino acids. Now, to build up the body structure such as bones and muscles, these smaller components combine together from similar kinds and they build up proteins and fat. Now moving on to the second life process, that is responsiveness. It is the body's ability to detect and respond to the changes that are happening in the environment. A very basic example from our day-to-day life can be that whenever we are in the kitchen and sometimes we touch a hot pan, we quickly pull our hand backwards. What happens during that process is that the nerve cells which are present on our tips of the finger sends a signal to the brain that something hot we have touched, and the brain detects that it is something which is abnormal. The brain sends a signal back to the cells present in the tips to pull your hands backward. Now that is a response to the hot environment, the touching of the pan. So this is a basic example of responsiveness. And the second example can be the decrease or increase in the body temperature due to the internal environment or external environment within the body, which is basically adaptation to the environment. The third one we have is movement. Movement in general is the motion of the body. One thing which is to be noted here is, although plants are also living organisms or counted as living things, but they do not have this feature of motility. So looking at the definition, includes the motion of the whole body like we do, individual organs, single cells, and even tiny structures inside the cells. So you see, we are not just talking about the movement of the body, but we are also talking about the cell organelles and the cells inside the body. The movement of that is also counted here. So the next we have is growth. It's an increase in the body size that results from an increase in the size of an existing cells or increase in the number of cells, or both the reasons are possible. So growth is something which we have witnessed on an individual level, that how we were so small and then all the body parts grew, such as the arms, the forearms, the legs, and how we have developed into an adult person. So that is an example of growth. Inside the body, how there is an example of mineral deposits on the bones that make it grow in the length and the width. In addition to this, a tissue sometimes increases in the size because the amount of material between the cell increases. Now from the naked eyes, we can see that a kid is being grown into an adult man, but inside our body, these are the processes that are occurring in the body. How do bones grow and how do the tissues grow? Okay. So the next one we have is differentiation. Differentiation is the development of a cell from an unspecialized to a specialized state. Now, the best example which I can find is the development of testicles into sperms and the menstruation cycle that happens in female and male teenagers when they reach their age. Now, these sex organs do not play these important role when the kid is small, but as soon as it reaches its pubic age, they start playing special functions. So this is an example of differentiation, that they were in unspecialized state, but now they have gone to a specialized state and have multi functions, right? The second example is on a fertilized egg develops into an embryo and then into the fetus, and then from fetus to an infant to a child, and then finally to an adult, and then to a grown person. So this is how the differentiation happens. The last one we have is reproduction. As soon as we hear the word, we generally refer to as the production of offsprings in order to keep our generations alive. Now let's look at the literal definition. It refers either to the formation of new cells for the tissue growth, repair or replacement. Now if you see here, it is not just counting the production of the new individual as a reproduction, but it also counts the formation of new cells and the repair and replacement also as a part of reproduction. Let's look at the example. In humans, the former process occurs continuously throughout the life, which continues from one generation to the next through the latter process, the fertilization and the ovum. Now it's time of the tip which I was talking in the beginning of the video. So if you see the structure, these basic life processes are interconnected to each other. That means all the 6 basic life processes have to work in a alive person, right? So if you see in the middle, there is written as M2R2GD. Now M2 stands for metabolism and movement, R2 stands for responsiveness and reproduction, G stands for growth, and D stands for differentiation. Now if you have to remember all these basic life processes, you just have to remember this code M2R2GD. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked the content. If you have liked, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you can keep on getting amazing stuff like this in future. Guys, I request you all to please share this video with your friends, teachers, classmates, and anyone whoever can be benefited with these videos.